All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Your Lie in April, episode 11. Ooh.
Kosei has turned in his performance.
Kosei has done a fantastic performance. Mm-hmm. Yep. And although he will not win the contest or even place...
who cares?
Who cares? It's the same thing... Oh, frog in my throat. It's the same thing like with Kaori.
Yes.
Where they were playing for something beyond the competition. In this case with Kosei, it was specifically for Kaori. And yes, I liked the other teacher of Emmy's that was saying those emotions might be too much to handle. Basically being able to notice that it was something powerfully positive that brought him out of his negative funk. But the thing is, when you're that young, one of the most effectively powerful positives is... a little bit of hormones and a little bit of love.
Right.
So...
Yeah. How far does that take you and all that stuff? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Right. So, I'm curious to see how they choose to progress the story in this point forward, but they brought up something interesting in the end credits scene.
Yes,
that
character.
Character, yes. Now, have I seen her before?
Yes, actually.
Okay, because I thought she reminded me a little bit of the mom, a little bit, like just in the look, but also reminded me even more so of the girl who tried to stop the mom from hitting him with the cane.
Very good.
Okay, we are not supposed to know who she is yet, though.
No.
Okay, so we'll find out eventually. Okay, well, that's curious. I hope it's not another person that should have known what was going on abuse-wise, and it's just another person for me to get frustrated with. But...
Well, from one standpoint, if they're an adult that was connected at all to Kosei's family, then there's the question of, shouldn't they have known, kind of a thing?
Yeah, we don't know necessarily who was even invited to the house.
Exactly.
In general. So it's more of a thing of, once they saw like one sign of it, did they not do anything or did they do something?
Exactly.
But the thing is, she had a nickname for Kosei, Mr. Mediocre.
Yes.
Which I'm like, interesting nickname.
After he gave that splendid performance, yeah.
Right. So I'm guessing that might be a nickname that's like self-imposed by Kosei, or maybe it's she's mocking the nickname because that's maybe what the mom used to call him or something.
Who knows?
Who knows? But I'm curious to see what the potential connection is. I'm almost certain it's a familial one, and hopefully they end up being a good character. But yeah, Kaori was very touched by the performance.
Yes.
It reached her. It reached her.
Tsubaki noticed that it reached her.
Yep. It also reached the sweet little girl that was, I think it was the same girl that gave flowers to Kaori.
Well, possibly, but it was definitely the same girl that had the little stuffed cat that first sent Kosei over the edge during the performance.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Just in case you're wondering, guys, yes, my mouth is a little bit different. I'm having a blueberry shake right now. So if you ever wonder why, it's like, what's going on in there? That's why. It's
the
hot.
more you know.
The more you know, guys. But yes, we're excited to get into this episode. So without further ado, let's do this. All right, guys, we're going to start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. What? Superheroes? What is this, MHA? No, it's like some weird Superman offshoot. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, for Isaac, he was his superhero. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Hearing Yuki Kaji talking about heroes when he plays Todoroki is pretty, pretty meta. Yeah, only one person. Yep. Oh, yeah. No need to hope.
I love
Copyright
the way they
claim
use
for the
color.
music. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, just how they use color in like because they'll do like the
springtime
animated
colors.
stuff, then they'll do still images, and like that nice mix and match and everything, and it's just
I agree. Oh, I just realized something. The swing set previously, he was the only one standing by it, but there were 2 sweet seats swinging.
Oh.
Yeah. Another subtle foreshadowing hint. Is Isa gonna have a Bakugo moment? It's like, this doesn't count as a win! No life is enough. Oh. Oh. No circumstances.
Reprehensible behavior.
No. She looks like the mom too when she's down here. Yeah, this is family. For sure. Ha! So she's not a frequent visitor. Good grief, Watery.
Yep.
Always, though. Whoa! Japan's leading pianist? No. Whoa.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, dang. Well, so I guess it was complicated. Nostalgic. The scariest faces. Which girl is it? Yep. Yep, bro. Wow. Brace yourself. Wise words. Oh, shut up, Kosei. Takashi Aiza at the top. He is like Bakugo. Heroes don't lose. Yep. That's the point. They're unbeatable. Mm-hmm. Oh, we have a conversation that's about to happen here. Yeah, that was some Aaron coming out right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Almighty.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
A lot of Bakugo, like, parallels.
Wow. Performers are humans, guys.
Yep.
You'd be surprised how many people forget that. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. We know part of the journey, but we're still in the middle of the journey. This is so meta. Like you've got to be like drinking this all in, just like,
oh yeah,
this is perfect.
Oh yeah.
I think there's a lot to be said for. Oh, and he's moving on. Yeah. Yep. There it is, and he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Go overseas, bro. You've got a lot. You have a long way you can go.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a great visual metaphor for it. Like,
yep.
Huh? Calorie's the only one not surprised by all this.
Yeah. Well, because the two of them were always, so obsessed with winning, right?
Right. Sacred garden of music. So that did get to him a little bit. That's interesting. Human metronome, when they have a repetitive sound playing in the background. That's very clever.
Yeah, I really like a lot of the things that they do in this show for those little stylistic things.
Yes! 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 No, this is great. He's expressing himself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. What could it be? Kawori.
Yeah.
Oh, she's exhausted. Okay. Okay. From her previous performance, potentially.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That one judge that kind of was like, hey, she's got potential, maybe.
Well, and she was audience pick.
Ah, true. That's also true. What? What? Zombie! Zombie! He fell asleep! What'd you expect? He fell asleep playing the piano.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh! Ah! Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The cover thing is up.
Exactly.
And his hands are, yep. That's a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's a very good thing.
Oh, yeah.
Ah! I think that's actually a good context for Boys Will Be Boys, actually. Yeah. That they'll just do random, impulsive things because they're passionate about something. Keeping it vague, of course. Oh. 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 There was regret in her voice there, like sorrow. Like,
oh, yeah.
So now is she gonna talk? I mean, now is he gonna tell her about which one it was? Wait, what is she reading?
Looks like a manga.
Yeah. I mean, I could tell that there were images and stuff, but I want to tell if I can tell what type it was. Oh! 9! No breaks for us! Okay. Oh, fancy. Yeah! What is it, the German? All right. Fun. Full marks. Gotcha. And you. Yep. And Tsubaki.
Yeah.
How enthusiastic he's gonna say yes, basically. He's gonna say yes, but how enthusiastically? Oh. Odd choice. Okay. Never heard of this song. Something chill. Okay. Kaori is not impressed. Wow. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, the way they make the instruments always look
so
so good.
The instruments look just perfect. Sorry? Dropped you? Physically or stopped playing?
I believe
her?
it's physically because of when she collapsed after her performance.
Oh, right. Yeah. Thank you. Violins are expensive. So,
yes.
Yeah.
And fragile.
Yes. See, yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Now, creepy face on the daughter. This is awkward, isn't it? Just a little bit. Because, yeah. Okay. Awesome. Japan's greatest pianist, like,
yeah,
just casually, like, Are you really into? What the? What? That was so random. Huh? I thought she was jumping into the water.
Yeah.
Oh, Fireflies. Oh. Wow, she's ephemeral. See what I mean by, like, verbose? Like,
yeah.
Holy crap. Let it be free, though. Don't try to hold on too tightly to it. Testing. Yes. Oh, she's adorable. Oh, whoa, this might be confession time. Wow. Oh. Well, about that. They're really just like, we are going to play this violin perfectly as you get into the scene. Yep. Episode's still going, Jacob. Episode is still going. Episode is still going. Is.
Yeah, it's like, you can't just end it right there.
He prefers the backside.
Did you really?
It's a dumb joke. I'm just kidding. Wow. Oh, of course you would say that. This show. Charlie Brown? Okay. I'm gonna ask you something.
Yes.
You know how I always say you're a good man, Charlie Brown?
Mm-hmm.
That's just straight from Peanuts, right? There's not like you didn't subtly like infer that saying to me by like
no, that's actually A Few Good Men. It might be a Peanuts thing too, but
okay.
in A Few Good Men, he says, "You're a good man, Charlie Brown."
That's right. Okay, so I'm getting mixed up. Never mind. Yeah, sorry about the dumb joke. I was just, I just realized I was like,
why had to say it like at that moment of all moments? Like, come on, bro. Like, have you no shame?
Not that much, really, but like with specifically that scene, they were really taunting us. They're like, "I had you," and it's like, "Oh my god, the episode's gonna end on that? That's crazy." Nope. Now we're gonna have the music build to a triumphant thing, and then we're gonna go to an inner monologue. And actually,
this music is killing me right now.
They actually did end the episode essentially, though. Like, they ended the episode by not even ending the episode. And I was like, are you kidding me?
No, that wasn't the last thing that was said.
I don't care. It was the last thing actually physically said. The rest was all internal, thinking stuff. Oh my gosh. Beautiful, beautiful show. Wow.
Right.
Guys.
Yeah.
That was great. I'm really glad that they kept things vague with the former classmate, the former student, essentially, of Kosei's mom.
Well, no, it wasn't that she was the former student of Kosei's mom. She was more of the classmate, not the student. So they were peers.
Right. So Kosei's mom taught her. No.
They both basically had their piano journey.
They both had individual journeys at the same time. But why does she?
She went more the distance than his mom did.
But she's like actually his mom's age, and she looks like she's like 17. You know,
illness does things. To
that's true. That's a good point. Kosei's only 15, so his mom could have been 33, and she could be 30. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Forget anything.
Plus, it's anime.
Also, it's anime, and her daughter is pretty young as well.
Right,
so.
exactly.
Oh my gosh. I just liked how they brought in her character, and there were all these ways that I was worried that they were going to take it, and they didn't, because they acknowledged that the past is complicated.
Right.
Things happened, but this episode was about moving on. And that bit with the train, where he's like, I love that part. And thinking back on it, I love it even more than when I first saw it, because that's a bit there that I think every person needs to go through, where they had that adversity that was thrown against them.
That past they couldn't let go of, and now they're letting go of it and running after the
through.
Future. Yep.
And they finally see a crack in the stupid wall in front of them, and they just
they
latch
onto it and never let go, and barbaric yop.
Yes, a barbaric yop. Let it out. For those of you who know that reference, you're awesome. Good stuff. So when you watch this episode on the rewatch, like, do you particularly latch onto what they did more with kind of Kosei and Kaori specifically in that? Or do you kind of look at the way the side characters are kind of reacting to those kinds of things happening?
So this episode was actually surprisingly tough for me.
Oh, gotcha.
I was doing okay, and then, but the Firefly conversation is
like a big one for you.
Well, it's a big one for me, but it was definitely the climax of the episode, essentially.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I loved the stuff that they did with Aiza. Of the whole idea of you're my superhero. You're supposed to be invulnerable and just doing all this stuff. I love how they do that, because it's dealing with the whole idea of inspiration, and that you don't just have to be inspiring the next generation like the girl that had the stuffed cat, right?
Right.
You can also be inspiring the other people around you who are even, your peers. And right now, Aiza is doing better than Kosei.
Yes, he is.
Right? But Kosei is still able to inspire him, which I love. I just think that's amazing.
I love that too. That's fantastic stuff.
But the Firefly conversation and going from that into the ending...
With the music.
It just...
So the music for you triggers a whole lot of emotions that I can't even understand yet.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. The ending plays probably throughout the entire show.
No.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, wait. Is this the last time we hear this ending?
This is the last time we hear this ending and the opening.
Oh! Yeah. That's why!
Yeah.
That's why, because things are about to shift.
Yeah.
And, Episode 11 out of 22, huh?
Yeah.
And they were just talking about this whole thing of being on a journey, which is
this is the middle of the journey. Yeah.
It's something that it was pretty meta and fun to kind of poke at it and be like, oh, I noticed, I see what you did there. That's pretty clever. But on the grander kind of scale of things, we look at Kosei's whole kind of character arc that he's on right now.
Yeah.
And it's one that has essentially gone through his first success.
Yes.
Which means now the next stage of conflict is about to begin.
Right.
The difficult conflict.
Exactly.
The heavy conflict. The present conflict. As opposed to the past and the...
right.
The actually very light conflict in that all he has to do is let go.
Right.
Now that's hard. That's very hard when you've had trauma and abuse and all that stuff involved with it. But there's a very real difference between the weight of something like that versus something that's present that you can't just not think about, you know?
Yeah.
That's a double negative. But something that is going to be constantly on your mind because it's in the present moment. And we had that little bit at the end with Kaori being like, I'm not always going to be there for you. And that almost, I would say, subtle inference of when she goes to see her parents. And like, oh, how was Kosei? It's like, he was very entertaining. It's like, what does that mean? Details later. And they show all this colorful imagery as they're coming in with the parents and stuff. And then she goes to her room. It's dark. And it's like...
And she just sort of collapses on the bed.
Collapses on the bed in a dead kind of, like, unconscious kind of state. Yeah. The imagery is not lost on me. This is a very
Your line
good...
April isn't subtle.
No, it's not subtle, but I don't think it's important to be subtle.
Oh no.
In this context here.
Yeah.
Man, I really want to call back to this really quickly before we go into the Firefly conversation, but I really do like how they brought up how performers are people too. Now, I just want to lightly touch upon this. Is there's a very real craze, I would say, from the people that aren't on the stage looking at the people that aren't on the stage, where we worship them and make them into people that aren't even human.
Right.
And
because we want to have some sort of, ideal where we say, yes, the impossible is possible for them, and that means it's possible for me.
Or not even like that necessarily, just about the inspiration aspect, but about the identity elevation, basically, and the identity descending, basically saying that, like, my identity is lesser than yours because you are such a great, perfect, God amongst, humans.
Right. But then you have people where it's like, where they casually throw out, get this, first time I watched this show, I didn't even catch on to the fact that, what's her name?
Isa?
Seto? No.
Seto. Oh,
that she's Japan's top pianist, right? It's like, that's
casually,
right. But she's just going around, with her t-shirt and her kid, and just But
so they're people too, and it's important for people to be reminded of that, because there's a lot of weird kind of thinking that can get into place if you aren't reminded of that.
Right.
And
both for yourself and for others.
Exactly. And I think it's important on some level to meet those people that go out on stage and see that, yes, they are very human.
Right.
Kind of like how you went to Anime Expo recently, and a lot of your heroes were there, and you're like, oh my gosh, these are people, and they're right here in front of me, and this is so awesome. But
they're just
people like me. That's awesome.
Yep.
So you're able to kind of connect and stuff, and I would say share more of a stronger opportunity for inspiration in that way. Okay, Firefly conversation. What is the main thing for you that's like, no spoilers or anything, but the main thing for you in that scene that kind of hits you in the present context the hardest, like, or just the very least, like, means the most to you in the present context?
I mean, the whole idea of the conversation and what's going on there, right? Wasn't anything subtle, right? We basically got a confession from Kosei, right?
Yes, we did. Yep.
And then there's Kaori's, little comment after he leaves. That's about all that it is. There's little more subtle things like the idea of how, he's talking, and then she just randomly runs over there, just jumps over the side of the bridge and runs over there, and all the times they talk about the light of life, and and all that stuff. And grabbing the firefly and then letting it go and watch it fly away, and the way they changed the color of the fireflies as Kosei basically does his confession, right?
I didn't even notice that. That's brilliant. The timing of that's genius. I also wanted to bring up that aggressive grasping at the light of life, but all knowing that you have to let it go eventually. That's that's the most unsubtle thing about the whole bit.
Well, and I'm pretty sure, I can't remember what it exactly was she said, but
talking about how it's ephemeral.
Ephemeral and weak, but it's still beating with everything it can.
It's all in plain sight, and it's just it hurts because Kosei
doesn't know. Like he's here, and for him, this is one of the most positive things ever, right?
One of the most touching, beautiful moments of his life.
Yep, he's absolutely just on cloud nine, glowing.
Right, he is so glowing with life right now.
Yep,
he has the courage to basically confess.
Right. And it's the idea that and because this is when it comes right down to it,
right?
This is what I feel makes Your Lie in April especially great, because there are dramas out there, there are rom-coms out there, there's all those different types of things, but it's the fact that they get at this idea of the light and fire of life, right, and the effect that it can have on people. And that's what I think makes it really special. And so the fact that they have this here, both with on the one hand, Kosei just being like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, and all that stuff. And then on the other hand, Kaori is like they made her own colors and stuff of how they drew her and stuff, more subdued, more dark, and everything like that. So it's kind of showing where she's at, emotionally, when she, when all this happens, she doesn't say anything. He, just runs off, probably being like, yes, and then she's like, oh, I'm not going to be here forever,
Yeah. To her, it couldn't have been as happy a moment as it was for him.
Right.
Because she was kind of on a different wavelength with the whole melancholic or melancholy kind of thinking about life. But
I'll bet that still has an impact on her.
It did.
So
it will.
And then the fact that they go straight from that into the ending, which is fantastic, and
they didn't go straight into that, though. That was my point I wanted to make, was that I thought the episode was going to end right on him saying, I had you.
Right.
And then
they kept it going.
But instead, they had a music build on Kaori's face focusing, then going to a whole bunch of other scenes and images with Kosei's inner monologue kind of going on before they went to the ending.
Before Kaori doing
then
your thing, and because here's the thing, it was I feel like it was like a three-pronged attack, basically.
Yep.
You've got the fact that there's the whole scene and what Kaori says right before it goes into the ending.
Right.
Then you have the ending itself, right, which is great, and then there's the other one that isn't as much of a thing for you because you haven't watched this before, but it's the knowledge that, because I really like the music in Your Lie in April, if you haven't been able to tell already. And that this is the last episode where we get, unless I'm wrong, that'll be really weird if I'm wrong, but this is the last episode where we get this ending and this opening. So it's the idea of, kind of saying goodbye to those amazing songs, and then also thinking of the ending that comes after, because I like the ending that comes after even more than this ending. And I love this ending.
But you like the opening in the first half more.
I like the opening in the first half more, and I like the ending in the second half more. The other ones are amazing too, but those ones, the very beginning kind of and the very, ending kind of are my absolute favorites. So I was, in my mind, I'm hearing the second ending at the same time as the first ending, right after, they have that amazing conversation.
Right.
And I'm just like,
Huh.
So.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I have
love this
I
show.
have a theory
I
as
love
to
this
why
show
you
so
like
much.
the ending in the second half more.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, what?
Because the second half is going to involve more drama along the lines of Cowrie being on the way out, and the ending is focused around more cliffhangers of that variety, which tends towards a little bit of a more bluer colored emotion. Like,
You sweet summer child.
yes. I don't
Yeah.
I don't care. I will soldier on into the fray. You at the very least have cleared out a pretty decent path for me. But
It's more into the breach.
yeah, exactly. But I want to remind everyone of the thing I mentioned in the previous episode's discussion was that Kosei is not ready to handle these emotions in such a way that is mature with what Kaori's situation is being revealed in conjunction. And what was her actual name? Not Seto. That's like her nickname. What was it, like Horiko or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Her character also touched upon that a little bit as well.
Yep.
In that she can totally tell that he's in love. It was
yeah.
absolutely like just evident upon his
Right.
piano playing.
Yeah, it's so not naive, but the idea that it's because it's young, it's simple, it's without restraint, it's innocent. Yeah, there's nothing being held back about it.
Oh,
So,
that's actually really
you know.
sad. Like, one of the thoughts of innocence when it comes to love is that nothing is held back. And yet, when you get older, love is measured in its
Exactly.
in its release because
You're more
of,
careful, you're more guarded.
because of past stuff.
And that's one of the reasons why I think it's really amazing that they do this show with such young characters, even though sometimes it's like, okay, come on, tone down on the prose.
Ephemeral.
Like, yeah, you're 14.
Ephemeral.
You are 14. Like,
If you guys in the comments right now know the definition of that word without looking it up on, just be honest with yourself. I'm very proud.
I mean, you
of
can kind of get what it
It's
means
very
by context,
easy to understand
you know?
what it means by context, but I
Yeah.
mean, if you know the exact definition.
Right. Or if that's a word that you used in conversation, you know.
Oh, sure.
Like-
I'll be real. I never use the word ephemeral
Yeah,
in actual conversation.
Yeah.
I'm
Like, if you're-
27 and I don't.
Right. If you're wanting to write a book and, go all prosy, maybe. But, like, yeah. And the other thing that I want to look this up when we're done, but the fact that the what Kaori said at the end was in quotation marks.
Which part?
The you won't always be able to depend on me, or that there were quotation marks around it, and I
Could that be her thinking then?
it could be her thinking. One of the things that I've wondered, and I haven't actually checked up on this, is the idea that she's referencing a story of some kind.
Well, we know a little bit about her upbringing in some way.
But
I have.
Yeah.
I don't have a great idea.
I'll look it up,
We'll
then
we'll
I'll try and find it out.
We'll bring it up again in the next episode.
Yeah, I get the feeling it might be something where it's like, if you recognize this story, then that's a spoiler kind of a thing. So it'll probably, I could totally see it being something where I look it up and I'm like, oh yeah, it was a book, but
Okay.
or something.
Well, cool. Like, this is a great episode. I feel like you did get a lot more out of it than I did. But the really big things in this episode were in the same areas. I do like how Aiza came at this whole confrontation aspect in an impassioned way.
Yeah.
I do hope that he's able to move on.
Right.
I hope also that Emmy's able to move on, because
I think she was the most.
I think she was the most maturely handling this whole situation.
Right. Her whole performance was about, I reject you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think because she now saw that he has moved on,
Yeah.
that she's able to. The whole metaphor of seeing that I saw
that glimpse
a
of
mischievous child glimpsing,
peeking around the corner. Yep.
It's
see. Here's the thing.
Oh, that's so great.
Aiza and Emmy could be completely throwaway characters, right?
They felt like they were going to be when they
Right.
first
Yeah. When they first introduced, because it's like, oh yes, the two people that will be the rivals, and whatever.
Yes.
And the whole idea of the rival is something that's so just casually thrown around, especially in anime.
Especially in competition-based shows.
Yeah, without actually having, like, the grounds to back it back up, right? Yeah. And I love how they do it, both with Emmy and Isa in their own different ways, to really make it feel real, right? Like
definitely.
Like, the idea, like, how Isa feels, like, okay, because especially with someone like Isa, where it's like, you know, the manly competition, you know, a fated battle between men, you know, kind of the thing. Like that can be so bland and so cliche, right? But the way they make it have so much emotion behind it, you know, whenever Isa is thinking about it, I love it. Like
the image of reaching out for that is the whole reaching up towards the moon or the sun or whatever.
There's another bit of imagery that I'm not sure if we've seen yet. We might have. That is one of my absolute favorites.
Okay. Yeah. I just really love Emmy's character. I do like Isa's character, but I love Emmy's character way more. But Isa's character in this episode was kind of brought up a little bit more than he was in the past, just by this conversation. And I knew that it kind of needed to happen, but he had kind of beat around the bush with it in his previous opportunities.
Right.
But he did have a couple pretty good opportunities to, you know, talk like something like that. But the performance by Kosei hadn't happened at that point.
Exactly.
So he still had some misperceptions of Kosei.
He was still kind of being like, okay, I will kind of wait to say something until I see what Kosei has had to say, you know.
Yes. And I love that because Isa was kind of looking at past Kosei, and it wasn't able to rectify or wasn't able to reconcile past Kosei with present Kosei.
Right.
He was unable to see really what was being communicated by the piano music, whereas it did seem like Emmy was able to catch on.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's really cool because she is not treating this like Tsubaki would have. She's not jealous.
Right.
Because she knows it can't, whatever the emotion behind this piano playing is not for her.
Oh, no.
She just knows this is a
It's
sign
emotion.
This is a sign of Kosei being free.
Right.
And she's like, okay, that's good. And in a lot of ways, that's kind of like love. She's actually cares enough about Kosei that she wants him to be free. And just whatever that looks like.
Yeah, I see it.
She doesn't have any selfish desires.
Because they had different experiences of why they ended up becoming rivals with Kosei. In the case of Emmy, it was because she saw him playing as a little kid, right? When he was carefree and he was just playing to play.
Yep.
And that
made her want to play.
And that made her want to play. And that was what, you know, changed her whole life.
Yep.
Whereas with Isa, it was something of he always had to be the best, right? And you know, and it can seem kind of vanilla and cheesy when you think about it that way. But but then he sees this person that was constantly the best, and it wasn't just that he would beat him, but he would beat him without trying.
Yep.
You know, he would give his performance and not even go to see what the results were. Nope. He'd just leave because of course he won.
Yep.
You know. Yep. And you know, it's the idea that, oh man, I want to be able to master my craft like that.
Yeah. You just see, though, the theme of selfishness, though, throughout this show.
Oh.
In that, like, it's absolutely oozing with it. And in reality, the one selfless character, I think, in the entire show is Emmy. Like, I'm looking at this, trying to be as objective as I can. Kosei, like, he's pretty selfish. But the thing is, we kind of give him the most, I would say, leeway because he's had the worst story.
It's the idea that him actually wanting something for himself is good.
It's good.
The direction he needs to go.
He needs that, and that's important. But then you realize the aspects of all the other characters in their selfishness, essentially guiding them towards paths that lead to more drama and conflict, so that they have the opportunity to grow.
Exactly.
But the story kind of tells you what type of problems they're going to have based around their selfish aspect of their personality.
Right.
Whereas you look at Emmy, and she saw something pure and innocent before he was tainted. So she's held onto that as the inspiration for where she's going. Yeah. So it is selfish in that she wants to have this for her. And she's not doing it for Kosei, which is fantastic. I'm so glad when they did that. But it is the least
She wants
selfish.
to know that her hero's still alive.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. She is not doing this to prove anything to anyone else.
Yeah.
She is doing this because, in a lot of ways, this is what makes her just, you know, feel alive and stuff.
Right, exactly.
And that's
the
kind of
idea,
like...
And the idea that she knows that, one, that when, you know, she wants Kosei to feel alive, like he helped her feel, and also she knows that if he is like that, then he will also be able to touch other people. And
yes. Yeah, I do think, though, that's where, and I've said this, I think, like 3 times by now, but I think that's where the problem is with Kaori. And it's something that is very subtle. I don't think that this is an area that's supposed to be, at this point in the story as clearly defined.
Sure.
But I'm betting that at some point in the future it's going to be brought up because she really wants this time to be special. And I can't blame her for that. Like, I can't blame her for that. I wouldn't have the strength of will to be able to... I don't know. Actually, I have no idea. Forget that. I have no idea whether or not I would be able to compromise relationships for the sake of telling them the truth about myself dying, basically. Like,
Yeah.
anyhow, good
Caroline
show,
April.
great show,
Yep.
fantastic show, and toy with your emotions show. And I'm glad we saw it with you this time, because last time it was me with the feeling like I was just getting like jostled around, and I'm like, stop it, I need some semblance of sanity. All right, guys, this is a fantastic episode. If you want to watch the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can get on our Discord, which means you can chat with us, too, with any kind of Patreon support. You can chat with us about stories. You can chat with us about, like, Jacob's book.
Spoilers.
Oh, that's
channel.
true.
So,
you are in the spoilers section there, so you can chat with him about what's going on behind my back and all that. If any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.